Hi, in the previous video, we will talk about how to use the PoE power switch to increase the PoE port outdoor. Also, the PoE power switch repeat the PoE for another 100 meters. So totally the maximum distance from the edge device to the central PoE switch is 200 meters. What if we need more than 200 meters? Like the 1 kilometer far from the edge device to the center. So that would be the fiber optic system could handle this kind of distance. So the fiber optic basically just use the light to transmit the signal from the edge to the center. The advantage of the fiber optic cable is long distance, it can really easily achieve up to 10 kilometers, even 80 kilometers. And also the fast speed. The basic speed for the fiber optic cable system is about 1000 megabits per second. You know, for that kind of 800 meter PoE switch, the speeds need to compromise and low down to only 10 megabytes per second. And also the low latency. So what we need to have to come up with a fiber optical system. First is the media converter, or the PoE, or that kind of switch with the SFP lock. Also, this switch also have the SFP lock. As we mentioned, actually the fiber optic system just uses the light to transmit signal, but for our IP device like the camera, access point, recorder, or switch, they cannot take in the fiber optic signal directly. So we need to using some kind of media converter, and to take in this tool, we also say SFP transceiver. The main job for this SFP transceiver just convert the electricity signal to the optical signal. So eventually, the signal will become the signal we familiar in the electricity. Also, we will need the cable, but that's not the copper cable. We need the fiber optic cable. It seems the most simple part is the cable, but actually not, because it's the light transmitting through the cable. The connector need to be very precisely. Unlike the copper cable, we can just using the crank to make the RJ45 connector. For the fiber optic cable, we may need to using the fusion tool, that expensive one, to make the connector. So in this video, I'm not going to show how to using the fusion tool. I just choose the factory pre-made fiber optic cable. This connector has been produced in the factory, and they test 100% test before shipment. So the cable is not going to be my headache. We're just using the pre-made cable, and we have the plug and play. All right, now just one more thing. You know, let me say it's just a light transmits through the cable. Unlike the copper cable, we can use the PoE, power over internet, sending the signal through the copper cable together with the data. But we cannot send the power through the light. That's impossible, at least for now. So we still need to have the power source at the edge. And fortunately, this switch has been built in the power source. So we just need to have a 2 AC power, and we plug the power to the outlet, and the switch is getting the power. All right, now let's just make a quick connection. First, we need to install this SFP module. This is the receiver, and the slot has been built into the switch. So this is the transmitter. Okay, next we need to connect we just need one of the fiber optic cable to send, transmit, and receive the signal. You may wonder, usually we need two, one for sending, the other for receiving. But because it depends on the transmitter, we are using the BIDI. This kind of transceiver use different wavelength to transmit and receive. So we just need single cable. It saves one of the cable. If you have two, you can use one for backup. But just make sure we're using the right one. I choose the A. And the other side, I also need to pick the 8. Otherwise, it's not working. So also pick the 8. I'm going to put 2 through the hole. Now I pick the 8. So the next thing, I'm going to plug the power. Let me check. So the link has been set up, which means we already built a fiber optic link from the point A to the point B. And as this switch also have the feature of PoE, now I can using the copper cable to connect one of the port to the camera. Totally, they have port 1 to port 4 PoE port. So we can still have other port for the access point. Just one thing to remind, the maximum distance for this outdoor PoE switch to your edge device is 100 meters because this is standard PoE switch. So it doesn't have to stay close to the switch. All right, now we are seeing the live video. That means the electric signal is going through the switch and through the fiber optic cable and go to the receiver, eventually land to the switch and the recorder. All right, that's all for today's video. If you have any question, you can post in the comment section below. Have a nice day.